Hey, welcome to Estevan TV. I'm at pushgapradio.com.
Pushgapradio.com. Bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. Pushgapradio.com. It's Dallas, baby.
Pushgapradio.com. Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth.
Hi, from Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth, Pushgap Radio.
Ooh, girl, you can't hear how Dallas, Fort Worth, where this is Jackie.
What up, y'all? This is Jackie
Of Shaka Ford 1 and the main event show.
This little something like that.
Shaka Ford 1 and the main event with me, the Queen B, Jackie Up. Heard exclusively on Pushgap Radio. Giving you two scoops.
And this little something like that.
PushGapRadios.com in Dallas and Fort Worth. Welcome to another edition of Shaka 4-1 in the main event on PushGapRadios.com. Once again, like to give a big shout out to each and every one of you who have logged on, become subscribers, and who've been supporting the videos. We haven't been on YouTube too long, and at this time, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to the channel. Very small thing to you, very big thing to us. But I'd like to thank each and every one of you for logging on to the bangingest thing on your urban internet radio dial. We're going to get into transgenders in this episode. But first and foremost, I'd like to discuss Beyonce's ticket prices, man. Who the hell does Beyonce think she is? She was just over there in Dubai. One night was like, what, 25, 30 million? Don't know for sure. Correct me down in the comments of what it is she pulled in. Now, on the Grammys the other night, she's already the queen bee, as they say. Now she's the queen of the Grammys. Say Beyonce just became the most awarded artist in Grammy history with a record 32 wins. The award put her over the edge. That put her over the edge was Best Dance Electronic Album, which she won for her celebrated record Renaissance. The crowd rose to its feet, they say, for the Queen Bee to celebrate Beyonce's win. She thanked her late Uncle Johnny, whose name she famously dropped in the song Heated, as well as she thanked her husband and 3 children. She also acknowledged the LGBTQ artists who inspired and contributed to Renaissance. 65th Annual Grammy Awards, Sunday, February 5th. And Beyonce scored the album of the summer with Renaissance. And, you know, they're saying that Beyonce is the queen bee. But here's the thing that's got a lot of people in a tizzy. It's the deal with Beyonce's ticket prices. Let's check some of this out.
So who's going to pay these $500 and $1,000 tickets for Beyonce to tell? You all, let me explain something to you. I understand that this is something that you may want, and I am amazed at how the internet is going wow. But there are so many aspects that we can draw and conclude from this debacle. I am seeing people who clearly do not have the funds, who clearly should not put themselves in a position to sacrifice for something as such. I'm all for having great experiences. I'm all for people, you know, if you're going to splurge. I do believe in that. But you all, is it really fiscally responsible in this economic decline that we have right now? We're in a season of massive layoffs. I'm talking about all the way from the blue collar space to the white collar space to the tech space to the government space. Everybody getting this work. We see the market is being fraudulently pumped up, okay? The jobs report is not what, you know, they say it. Rent is somewhat dwindling down, but not in all locations. The housing market, we see the interest rate is steadily climbing up higher. We're on the verge of an, you know, housing bubble. Pasta this week alone just went up by 36%. You're already paying about $10.99 for some damn eggs. And that's not even, you don't know if you will have a job tomorrow, and most people don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Costs are going up. This is not smart, you all. Please, the arguments and the stuff that I'm seeing, this is not smart. And let me just be clear, this is just as not smart as a pair of Yeezys or going out and buying a Fendi or buying a Birkin or buying, some Jordans. This is not fiscal. You cannot justify to me buying $1,000 ticket, okay? And I was...
Is your ass gonna buy a ticket to see Beyonce? Everything's going up. You just heard what she said. You don't know if your ass gonna have a job tomorrow. They done drove this country into the ground. Beyonce just clocked 25 million. It's the Beehive that dedicated to Queen Bee.
That's the medium range. And you cannot justify buying $1,000 ticket to sit in some nosebleed seats and to watch someone. I'm sorry, and this really goes to my look. I love you, but we do not make good financial choices. And then you got to look at the people that they are very aware of what this in the state of the economy. Yet and still, they are going to pull and squeeze the little bit of liquidity out of your pocket. If you don't have at least 6 months of expenses in the bank, you should not be buying these damn tickets. I don't care how much they are. You shouldn't be buying.
So that's what's going down right now. Everyone's in a tither, so to speak, about Beyonce. Are you going to spend that type of money on some damn tickets to just come hear somebody sing to you? Don't think I will, though I like Beyonce. Full disclosure, I picked up Destiny's Child back in the mid-2000s, 2008, thereabouts. Was driving for a car service, limousine company, for most of you. And I drove to Houston, down to the Minute Maid Arena, I believe it was. And picked them up, that was on a Saturday, and drove them to Dallas because they had a Sunday show. But here's some more of what people have to say about Beyonce tickets.
Y'all can fuck around and pay that money to go see Beyonce, but Beyonce can kiss my motherfucking ass. Bitch, who you think about to pay that to go see you? I wouldn't pay 25 cents to go see you, honestly. But while you at it, why don't you lower your fucking prices? Who the fuck you think we are? You just came back from where, making how much? Girl, please.
So that's what's going down. A lot of people are upset with how Beyonce's throwing it down. You know black folk ain't got that kind of money, so maybe black folk ain't your target audience. Is your ass stupid enough to buy Beyonce tickets?
Okay, I'm not a Beyonce hater. I'm not a Beyonce fan. But hear me out. Beyonce made $25 million in ticket sales in Dubai. Mind you, she's on a world tour and she's not even done yet. And there are people like teachers and even two-parent households who can't even afford to buy her tickets. But we don't have no investments. Y'all scraping up money for a lady who's basically a high-ranking witch. Y'all scraping up money to see her perform on stage and put a spell on you. But you won't even scrape up money to put in your savings, your investments.
Now, the witch thing, that's when you start delving into the Illuminati, things of that nature. On last week, I saw someone post on YouTube that Jay-Z keeps her doped up. Jigga Man. $1,000 to $5,000 for a damn Beyonce ticket, a concert, to hear you sing. Is Beyonce a witch? Ooh. Do you believe in the Illuminati? Do you believe you have to sell your soul? Is Beyonce in control of the ticket prices? Or is that controlled by Ticketmaster?
Any assets or anything dealing with your family's financial future. I just don't understand it. And like, when the bills are due, like, I don't feel like paying this light bill. I hate paying car insurance. My kid asking for something in the store. No, you can't get that. No, you can't get that. That's a spirit of witchcraft. Improperly managing your money for the wrong things. You would rather spend 2 months worth of rent or 2 months worth of mortgage to watch a witch perform on stage, but you won't use that same money, scrape up that same money, use that same energy to put into your savings, investments, or pay up your bill a few months. And then it's around income tax time. Why are y'all letting these people bamboozle y'all? I don't understand.
So, do you have $1,300 for a damn Beyonce ticket? A gang of y'all ain't got no $1,300 for no tickets. Are you financially irresponsible to want to go and spend money to hear somebody sing? Now, it's not like spending that amount of money on a meal. You get to enjoy the meal, internally. You're going to shit it out, but at least you get to enjoy it. Now, going to a concert is an experience, but is it worth $1,000, $1,300, $1,500? Here's our last video on Beyonce.
Beyonce, $2,000 for fucking concert tickets? Are you smoking crack? I know you're the queen bee and everything, but $2,000. People can barely buy a carton of eggs, and you selling tickets for $2,000. And for those who can buy the ticket, good for you. But where is that going to? You feel better that you bought $2,000 for a concert? What's she gonna do? Some magic show tricks? I mean, $2,000, Beyonce? That's somebody's house note. That's fucking ridiculous. At this point, it's just like a slap in the face, because she knows that people out there are gonna buy those tickets. And it's just sad. I'm sure people can find other things to do with their money, like donate it to charity or give it to the homeless. But really, $2,000 for tickets, Beyonce? That's just crazy. No way.
Now, she's doing this around tax time. For those of you who don't know, she's doing this around tax time. Are you that damn stupid to give Beyonce your damn money? For a concert, I just do not understand. What we're going to get into. There was this guy, he found out that his wife was a damn dude. Sad part is, he found this out after 19 years of freaking marriage. Okay. We're going to get into that. But first thing I want to do is kick off what was going on with a friend of mine. And her son was like that. We'll call him Anthony. So I went over her house, and she called Anthony and told him to come do something. Anthony came. Hey, Anthony, what's up? Yo, what's up, Shaq? Woota, woota, woota. Goes back in the room. A little while later, my friend calls him again. Anthony walked out in full regalia. Looked just like a female. I mean, just like a female. At that point, his friend came over. Now, my homegirl was kind of going off, telling them, y'all out here trying to fool these men, and you're going to wind up in a ditch dead. Now, what we have here is a video that kicked this off. Here's the reason why I'm doing this show. Came across this video. This chick lived with her boyfriend and parents for 3 months, and none of them knew. Do you think they're obligated to tell you so that other folk can make up their mind as to if they would like to participate in that sort of thing? This sort of thing will get you killed. And I just don't understand how these transgenders don't understand that. Here's this chick's story.
I lived with my boyfriend and his parents for 3 months, and none of them knew that I was transgender. I'm going to tell you how she found out. So basically, here's a little background on me. I started transitioning when I was a teenager, and, I went through the whole glitz and glam. I met my boyfriend here in New York, and, he was staying in Buffalo, but he relocated to New York, homeless. I met him outside. We eventually ended up getting together, and he told me that he was going to move back in with his parents and he would love for me to come with. So I went, and I didn't tell him, yo, I'm trans. He introduced me to his mom, he introduced me to his dad, I met a few of his siblings. And, I was even laying in the bed. There are times that I was showering, my mom would come in, and nobody had a clue. So one day, I asked to use someone's phone, and my phone was not working, so I logged into my Instagram. I have 2 Instagram accounts. I have one for people that I know, and another for people that I don't. So
Do you think that people are just going to openly be on board with finding out that you a damn dude? Now, you got guys perhaps that are into that. They search it out. Forgive the music in the background. I don't know how to find the one without the music, but do you think that your ass need to be telling somebody about what's going on with you and let them make that decision? Let's continue.
And nobody had a clue. So one day I asked to use someone's phone, and my phone was not working, so I logged into my Instagram. I have 2 Instagram accounts. I have one for people that I know and another for people that I don't. So I ended up forgetting to log out, and his mom went to use her phone after me. And the next day, when I woke up, I just found her acting really funny. She was acting really strange. She loved me, but then she started acting very standoffish, almost like you betrayed me. Like, you could see the look in her eye. So, I finally decided that I've had enough with the tension, and I want to ask her, what's really good? Like, what's happening? What's going on? What's beef? So she's like, you logged into my phone last night. Do you know what you left on there? I said, no, nothing. I should have logged out. And she said, I went to your page and I watched your videos. I said, what videos? She says, of your transition. You didn't tell us. So then she's like, you were around my kids. You were around my grandkids. You were around my nieces and nephews. Why didn't you tell me this? I said, ma'am, listen, you make it seem like I'm a threat to the public safety or something. I'm a regular girl.
Now, does the mom have a right to be upset? Does the mom have the right to be concerned about her family? You coming around my kinfolk fam with that. Now, when you let people know, and, it's not like people hate on you, this, that, and the third, but people take that seriously. It's called deception. You trying to bullshit somebody because you feel some type of way. Be damn their feelings, right? Be damn their feelings. And so it sounds to me like you're sitting here trying to act like the mom was wrong for looking out for her child and protecting her family. You came in and deceived these people. Could have been the same if your ass was a mass murderer. They done brought you up in their home.
But I knew if I would have said something that I would be labeled otherwise and I would be dehumanized and treated funny.
See, that's what I'm talking about when you're getting into how you feel. Your emotions, your feelings. I would have been dehumanized. I would have been this, that, and the third. That means your ass no. But you don't give people the respect to say, hey, I'm a dude and, a chick with a stick. And if you into that, fine, we can move forward. If not, see, all you're concerned about is how the fuck you feel. Be damn other people. Now, what if this guy or his mom or someone else around them was a psychopath? That means a psychopath can kill your ass, then lay down and go to sleep like a baby. And you playing with my emotions, Smokey. But by her statement, I would be dehumanized. I would made to be feel some kind of way. That means, chick, your ass.
But I knew if I would have said something that I would be labeled otherwise and I would be dehumanized and treated funny. That's why I didn't say nothing. She said, well, you better get up and help clean up. You know what, if you're going to be living here, you better help clean up. She started getting real, snappy. So I'm like, I'm just going to pack my things and go. Because I know that's the next thing you're going to say. She's like, yeah, does my son know? I said, nah. She said, you know what, we're going to keep between us, but you better go. I said.
Now, do you hold a mom liable? There's no way in hell I would keep this to myself and not tell my child. I'm going to call my child in here and I'm going to let you tell him why I stand here. But I think the mom in the damn wrong. We going to keep this between us. You duplicit as well, Mom. What kind of my parent are you? We gonna keep this between ourselves. The hell out of here. See, this is what I'm talking about. You want to sit here and play people pertaining to what type of person you are. What we're going to do here is we're going to get into a few responses. This lady's name is Donna the Goat. Okay. Now, here are a few responses to her TikTok video about how people felt about what was going down.
So here's my thing. I don't have an issue, and I don't think nobody has an issue with lifestyle or your preference or you transitioning. The withholding of information, I don't like how y'all like to weaponize it and use it to play victim when you want. Nobody has a problem with you being who you are, but if you cannot stand it...
What would provoke you to go around duping people? Your own personal feelings is what it is. That's all I can see. It's your own personal feelings, how you feel, what your emotions are about. You just don't play people that way, fam. Now we're going to delve into the story of the guy who, for 19 years, did not know that his wife was a dang on man. Whoever did the surgery must be a bad man, baby. Because if you don't know, then the doctor was just amazing. But this goes deep. This man here was over in Africa somewhere. And here's his story.
Husband discovers wife was really a man after 19 years of marriage. There are a number of things that are essential in making a marriage work. It starts with love, but you need more than that. Respect, friendship, loyalty, and honesty. Those are all very important. Most people get to know one another well before getting married. Most deep, dark secrets, they do come out before the couple has a chance to say, I do. Most people agree that telling a white lie to your spouse occasionally, that's forgivable. It's especially true if you're lying.
Now, nigga, is this a white lie? You was a dude. Is this a white lie, nigga? Is this a flat out damn
to spare your spouse's feelings? Like, no, those jeans don't make your butt look fat at all. While white lies are forgivable, major life-changing lies, well, those can destroy a marriage. There are some lies that are so serious and so damaging, they could destroy your life. Lying about being faithful to your spouse, lying about spending and finances, that's really not all that uncommon. Those lies can be forgivable, but many times they're not. Lying about your gender, well, that's almost always a deal breaker. And that's what happened to a man in Belgium. He discovered his wife was...
So this went down in Belgium. Now my question to you, do you have a family member that's transgender or cross-dresses or anything of this nature? Have you spoken to them about it? About how people out in the world will kill you, will break your ass off over something like this. Now they want to say that black men are transphobic. How the hell you mad at me because I don't want to date no nigga that got what I got? His Joe Louis probably bigger than mine. Again, you have people that are into that. A lot of them on the low. Welcome to Atlanta. And many other places around the world. But do you have a family member? Have you spoken to them about going out, portraying themselves to be someone that they're not, and trying to dupe or get over on other people?
He discovered his wife was actually a man after 19 years of being married to her. And oh yeah, his world turned upside down. Jan is a 64-year-old man in Belgium, and in 1993, he married his Indonesian wife, Monica. He wanted the two of them to start a new life in Belgium and started making the necessary arrangements and processing the necessary documents. When it came time to settle Monica's paperwork, things became difficult. The Belgian courts doubted the authenticity of Monica's identification. In time, despite the doubts about her identity, they did finally approve her application. The family was going to be allowed to start their lives in Belgium. For several years, the couple lived a normal life. Monica, who's now 48 years old, was like a big sister to Jan's two children from his previous marriage. Since Jan already had two children...
Now you're sitting here duping the children. How shattered would they be when they find out? They don't understand about transgenders. You duped the court system. Would he have been well within his rights if he had killed this chick? This dude?
So after being married, Monica began to change. She got a new full-time job, and suddenly she was wearing very short skirts, flashy clothes, and tiny tops. She often wore shirts that showed off her whole abdomen. She also started going to nightclubs, and she'd run into her stepson when she was out dancing. Monica also started talking to other men on the computer, and Jan saw them on the computer. He was also hearing rumors of her cheating. He confronted her about it, and they got into a very heated argument. Soon, somebody called the police.
Now, my thing is this. How do you not know after 19 years? The doctor must have done a hell of a job. I know you done hit it over the course of 19 years. And you don't know that this a dude? You got to show me some old photos, fam. Okay? Some old-ass photos.
When all of this was going on, a friend of Jan's told him that he heard a rumor that Monica was actually a sex-changed man. His son had heard the same rumors. Well, Jan pushed his wife against the wall and told her to tell him the truth.
Now, that brings another thing into contention. If your neighbor told you and your son told you that this is what was going on with your wife, would you believe them? Seems that old Jan did because he was pushing for her to tell him the truth. But a lot of cats would not believe that this was going on with their wife. Wouldn't believe it. You'd argue them up and down. You'd be ready to fight, this, that, and the third. What would be your response in this situation?
And she admitted she was born a boy and had a sex change. Since she was a woman, she didn't think that she had to tell him about her past. This was when Jan...
Now, come on, fam. You didn't think you had to tell anybody? Really? It's not like you changed religions or changed your name, you understand, got plastic surgery. You changed to a whole nother gender. You switched teams. But you don't think that you have to tell anybody, particularly someone you're about to spend the rest of your life with. We continue.
Jan's world collapsed. They started to fight, and the police were called again. According to Jan, there were no signs that his wife used to be a man. He says during sex, everything seemed normal. She even bought sanitary napkins every month just to keep up the appearance that she was menstruating as a normal woman would. When Jan saw her doing that, he had no reason to doubt that she was a woman. He had no idea that she was doing it just for appearance sake.
Now, what did Big Worm tell Smokey in Fridays? Quit playing with my emotions, Smokey. And that's what you're doing here, is playing with people's freaking emotions, mine. How do you feel if this guy would have killed this chick, this dude? Would you think that, well, no, he could have worked it out another way? Or do you feel, hell, I'd have killed her ass too, playing with my emotions, deceiving me in this manner? What would be your reaction? Put it in the comments.
Jan knew that there was no way he could stay with Monica, and he filed for an annulment immediately. He hired a lawyer who released a statement saying that person has deliberately deceived him for years, even scammed. Presumably, she also had forged documents used to get her a residence permit. The children, who for years have lived with her, are devastated. Although they're in the process.
Now, this is what we just covered. The children don't know anything about transgender and LGBTQ and the alphabet community, this, that, and the third, though they're forcing it down our fucking throats here in America. But the children were devastated because these transgenders only give a damn about their own feelings and emotions. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. You don't consider someone else's feelings. You know what the hell you're doing. And if they found your ass in a ditch some damn where, now your family members want to come out and talk about, oh, well, she didn't deserve to die. Yes, the hell you did. You put yourself in that position.
Process of ending their marriage, the Belgian courts have refused to allow Jan to evict Monica. Because of Monica's lies and deception, Jan needs help. He's undergoing psychiatric treatment to help him deal with this shocking revelation. For close to 2 decades, this man thought his wife was a woman. When he learned that she had lied, his entire world fell apart.
Now, do you think Jan should have known? Would you have known? A lot of people say you look for that Adam's apple. Men have an Adam's apple. Can you get that removed? I don't know. I'm not for sure. I have no idea. But do you think after 19 years you would have known? Was he hitting the monkey, or was he going through the back door, or just getting a gang of throat goat? Would you have known over the course of 19 years that this person used to be a man? Would you have known? Again, put in the comments. Would you have known? 1, do you think you would have known? 2, how would you feel about it? Would you be enraged and want to kill? Or would it be, well, that's okay? Well, if it's that's okay, you as a guy, then you condone it. You on board with it. Okay, I think. But would you have been ready to kill? How would you feel about the emotions of your children?
I'm guessing hers did too. For the first time in close to 20 years, he doesn't have a wife. His life partner turned out to be a man and kept it a secret. And that is one of the biggest secrets that a person could ever keep. A secret you should never keep. What about you? If you were to find out that your spouse of almost 20 years was the opposite gender than what you thought, how would you react? Tell us in the comments below and subscribe for more.
See, this is what I'm saying. How would you have felt? How would this have affected you? Okay. We're going to look at one more video here. This is from Phil Scott, the African Diaspora News Channel. And here's what they had to say about the subject.
A Ugandan man discovers that his wife is actually a man. And this is after 2 weeks of being married. Muhammad Mutumba and his bride signed a marriage contract in a traditional Nika ceremony 2 weeks before he found out that she was actually a man. According to local reports, Mutumba reportedly tied the knot with his, quote, wife Ms. Swabula about 2 weeks ago, after which he made the shocking discovery that turned his world upside down. The couple reportedly did not consummate the marriage, as the bride has claimed to be on her period. The Imam told Daily Nation that, quote, "I was looking for a woman to marry, and when I met a beautiful girl wearing a hijab, I asked her for love and she accepted. She told me we could not have sex until I take bride price to her parents and also exchange marriage vows with her. I was patient and waited for her to be okay." Muhammad is actually an imam, and he, from what he said, he really respected what he thought his wife was asking, so he gave her space. So that's why he didn't find out right away. Even when he found out the person that he actually married was a man, it was not him that discovered this. It was his neighbors. His neighbors started noticing that there are missing items like television, radio, and they actually saw this man, quote-unquote, wife of this imam, jumping a gate and stealing, and so they were suspicious. They're like, no, I don't think that's a woman. And when they took that person,
I'm laughing because you're a transgender and a damn thief. So we saw this cat jumping the fence. You understand me? This motherfucker here was doing the most. It's not funny. But sometimes you have to laugh in order not to cry. We continue.
To the police along with the husband, then the police had to do search, right? Like, so a woman will do a search on a female, and then for a man will do the search. So since this person was a woman, he was taken to the woman officer, and they were checking, if they have anything on them. The officer discovered that this person is not a woman. Like, they were able to touch his body parts. And
they found out that this nigga had a Joe Louis. Probably a python stretching down his leg. We can't consummate the marriage. We can't do this, that, and the third as newlyweds because this, that, and the third. The lies. And then these people patted you down and found out your ass was a damn dude.
And realized, no, that's definitely not a woman. So that's how Muhammad found out that the wife he took in, married, promised to be with, was actually a man. And when he was questioned, now the wife, I know it's complicated. When he was questioned, he said the reason why he married Muhammad is for money, and
See,
he wanted.
The love of money is the root of all evil. For money is why I married this guy, because I'm broke. I'm in the dirt trying to get it. This person has it. But is any deception a good reason? Any deception. For money, for citizenship, for any of this. Is any of this a good reason to lie to someone? Do you think they should have been told up front? Do you not have a problem with it? Put it in the comments.
Pretended that he's a woman, so he was wearing the whole hijab and covering his face and body so that people don't know what he has under there. So he was basically deceiving people left and right. So once it was found out, now I am assuming that he is going to face time in prison, because not only for lying to Muhammad, but also
now, do you think jail time should be given to people who practice this type of behavior? It's the lies, fam. Do you think these people should go to jail? Because you playing with people's emotions, Smokey. You playing with people's emotions.
For stealing from Muhammad's neighbors. But definitely Muhammad is sad and upset and just shocked, because that's not what he was expecting his wife to be. Anyways, let us know down below what your thoughts are.
Freaking sad. For you to sit here and deceive not just the person, but people's parents, people's family members. Do you think that's okay? To be deceiving people and their family members and whatnot. The children. You understand me? The children don't know. You understand? And for you to do this, fam, it's just sad. I don't understand it. So, let's look at a few responses pertaining to what people think about the young lady who was with her boyfriend and his parents for 3 months and they didn't know. Here are a few responses.
I'm gonna go ahead and first off by saying you dead ass wrong. And you saying, oh, I'm not a threat to no. You're a threat to yourself, baby. Because that's a dangerous ass game you playing. And I don't know how y'all don't be knowing in the LGBT community that majority of killings within the LGBT community come from y'all either exposing men that has not came out about their actual sexual preference, or y'all hiding the fact that y'all be homosexual or trans women to heterosexual men. Why y'all? That's not a game to play, okay? Now, for you to have moved in with this man and his family for what, 3-4 months and not opened your mouth to let him know that you was a trans woman, it is mind blowing to me that is something that y'all think is okay to hide from a person. Not all men are okay with being with trans women due to the fact that they know that outside of your hormones and your clothes and all your surgery, you are still a man. Heterosexual men are not okay with that. And y'all need to find men that is okay with being with trans women. But y'all keep coming for heterosexual men for those that do. I'm not speaking on all of y'all. Let me go ahead and say that. But for y'all that do that, y'all gotta stop doing that shit. It's not cool.
It's not cool. And for you to think that it's cool, and you to have no consideration for your life, some folk don't give a damn, fam. They will find out and freaking snap, like Lil Mama here telling you. You out here playing with folk emotions, dog. But you so concerned with your own feelings and emotions. Again, if a guy is into that, then he would have no problem. But you going for heterosexual men. Now, when that nigga put a bullet in your damn brain and deletes you, now it's slow singing and flower bringing by your family. Continue.
Y'all wonder why us real women don't be fucking with the trans community. Because of shit y'all do like this. That's not cool. And then the moment that he finds out that you are actual man that has transitioned into a woman, y'all, and then you get mad because he don't want to be with you no more. You get to showing out on him and making it seem like he gay for fucking with you. But the whole time, this man thought you was a woman. Why do y'all think that's okay to do that to other people? If you are a man that is transitioning to a woman and you are seeking a relationship, find somebody that is okay with the life that you decide to live. Stop trying to be with somebody and hiding the fact that you are actually a born man. That shit not cute and it's not cool. And y'all really starting to piss me off.
Yeah. That shit ain't cool. And I don't know who told you it was cool, who led you to believe it was cool. And then when something happens to you, again, you and your people, whether you got your ass beat or you were killed, what do you think is going on here? What do you think is going on?
So here's my thing. I don't have an issue, and I don't think nobody has an issue with lifestyle or your preference or you transitioning. The withholding of information, I don't like how y'all like to weaponize it and use it to play victim when you want. Nobody has a problem with you being who you are, but if you cannot stand in and stand up for who you are and come clean and be honest with everyone, including yourself first, or who and what you're trying to walk in, don't expect us in the world to. And you did wrong.
Nigga, dead wrong. Dead wrong.
And then you dating a person and they're not telling you about federal charges or anything from their past. Give the person the right and the choice. Tell them up front and let them decide. You are the one that was afraid to be demonized and you're going to be treated differently. Guess what? That's what happens when you stand in truth, and it don't matter what the truth is. But you did wrong. And you want to come on here for sympathy and support. And you could have just told that man that you were technically born a man.
Now, how simple is that? Give a person choices, mine. There are people out there that are on board with it. I've already said that. I've already stated that. But you let that person make the choice if they want to mess with you or not. It's not about your choices. It's about the choices of the person. That's not what they do. And you want to sit here and not just deceive them, but their children and their families as well.
Then number two, nobody noticed they didn't have to go to the store. Nobody was for periods, pads, tampons. Y'all don't talk about children. Y'all moved in together. Y'all weren't talking about having kids or anything like that. You mean to tell me there was no conversation that came up where you could have let that in? I know what it is, especially I've had my own battles as a woman where you're trying to figure out the right time to say the right things, whether you have children or whatever. But you did wrong, because the same way, just the shoes on the other foot, come with your honesty first and deal with the repercussions. Stand in your truth. 100%.
And that's what that is. Deal in your truth. Those are the choices and decisions that you made in your freaking life. And now you want to say someone's transphobic because they don't get down with you like that. Now, there are a number of things that are essential in making a marriage work. Okay? Number of things. And it starts with love, but you need more. Respect, friendship, loyalty, and honesty are also very important. Most people get to know one another well before getting married. This allows them to really get to know each other. Most deep, dark secrets come out before the couple has the chance to say, I do. Most people will agree that telling a white lie to your spouse occasionally is forgivable. This is especially true if you're lying to spare your spouse's feelings. While white lies are forgivable, major life-changing lies can destroy a marriage. This is major life-changing lies. That you a whole nother person. That you someone that you ain't. These type of lies are serious and damaging. And they can end a marriage. Lying about being faithful to your spouse and lying about spending and finances are not uncommon. These lies can be forgivable in many cases. But lying about your gender is a damn deal breaker. Flat out. You heard the story about the man in Belgium. 19 years. Turns out his whole life was turned upside down. They lived a normal life, him and old Monica. Now, I had put this up on social media Taquisha Bettis said, I think it's a good idea to have a night to just go over baby photos to adulthood. You gotta show me some old photos, nigga. Meet some old friends before getting serious. Does anyone think of doing that? In my day, no. In my day, no. You didn't have to wonder if a chick was a chick. Okay? You have to wonder if she was a chick with a stick. Or did she have a monkey down there? You didn't have to wonder. Today, so many things have changed. And they forced this LGBT, transgender crap down our throats in this country. If you don't go along with it, then you're the problem. I'm non-binary. I don't sit here and relate as a man. I'm a woman. Okay, then I'm a white dude with 800 credit score. That's how I relate. Is that gonna work? A man is a man. A woman is a woman. It's been that way through the history of mankind. We already figured this shit out from the giddy up. Now you got to meet their friends. You got to meet their family. You got to look at old photos. Guess it's easy to do if you're new in town. No one knows anything about you. After 19 years, you couldn't tell this used to be a man. The doctor that did the sex change deserves a damn medal. You sure as hell don't wait till you married to tell somebody this shit. As soon as you start dating, you let them know. Be honest up front and tell the damn truth. You think he should forgive her? Put that down in the comments. Do you think he should forgive her ass? I could. I'd like to say that it couldn't be me, but today it could be anybody. You just don't know. The Adam's apple is not always as prominent, so they say. Do you think love will conquer all? Massive secret to carry for them years. This dude was devastated. And had to be goaded to finally admit the truth. It's sick. You don't care what operation you got. Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Up front. From the giddy up. It's easier to accept shit when people are honest. They just concerned with getting their feelings accepted. Screw other people's feelings. You probably want to put a lot of distance between yourself. You're going to need some therapy. Should have told him in advance. You took away the choice. Now, he may have found out you had all the working parts and been like, well, you know, I can let that ride. I can forgive that. But you never gave him the choice. Deception. The guy in Belgium, the guy over there in Africa. You don't get to decide for people, man. You get to decide for your damn self. Deception always comes out. What's done in the dark will come to the light. Be honest and transparent. But you don't want to do that. Because for whatever odd reason, you can't find love. Now, is this equivalent to when a woman finds out that her husband is gay after all these years? Is it the same thing? Yeah. Is it the same thing? You were a whole nother human being. This guy is gay. It's got to be horrible. You can break people that way. They say there's someone for everyone. Could you find someone that loves and accepts you for who you truly are? Or are you just down to ruin somebody else's life? It's what this seems to be. Do you have family members that do this and you've had to have the talk with them? Fucking sad, man. You don't tell this shit down the road. You weren't born that way. You living a lie. Another person should be allowed to know that you were another person, another gender, before we got where we are. You get hurt or killed. You let people make the choice and decide if that's what they want to do. Some of you may be surprised. They love you that much, they want to stay with you. Or maybe to them it's time to move on. Lies hurt, mine. And then these transgenders be like, well, whatever, you transphobic. I'm trying to remember the rapper who was in an interview and told the transgender, no, I wouldn't want to date you. Well, you transphobic. Nigga, you got what I got. I'm not gay. I'm heterosexual. I like women. I like the monkey. I like the kitty cat. I like the punani. I ain't trying to be in a marriage and we having a sword fight. You don't get to choose for people. People get to choose for themselves. Like you got to choose that you wanted to run around here and be non-binary or be a female. They shoving this shit down our throat in America. They just found out that some king of some African nation over there was gay. Trifling. Never average, never mediocre. Online, on point, and on the freaking money. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and follow. And remember this, the people who follow us aren't followers. Never average, never mediocre. Online, on point, and on the money. Pray until something happens. God always provides. At pushgapradios.com, the power is in the name. Let me tell you, we'll be back next week with another video of the human element. Put down in the comments, what do you think? This video was hot out there. Another banger. But let us know what you think. Is it something you could do? Or is there a way that you can find to justify it? We ask you to let us know. PushGapRadios.com. I'm your host, Shaka41, and we will see you on another episode on next week. Shaka41 in the main event on PushGapRadios.com. Dallas, baby, and we're out.
PushGapRadio.com. We finna take over this town like street sweepers.
That's gangsta,
Never average, never mediocre. We're online, on point, and on the money. Shaka Ford won in the main event only on PushGapRadio.com.
PushGapRadio.com. It's Dallas, baby.
Hey, this is Scott Moran. It's not just the brothers that listen to PushGapRadio.com. For the hottest new show in the Metroplex, it's Shackleford 1 in the main event on PushGapRadio.com. Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth. Dallas, baby.
PushGapRadio.com. We want to be your official Dallas internet station.